the book, not to lay any disrespect to the Bible, which was curated after the Council of Nicaea, is also a very powerful spell book when we talk about codification. So like I would say to someone who talks a lot, you would take a pound coin and bury it in pennies. Well, that's what the Bible is. There are pound coins buried underneath a lot of pennies.
Yeah.
For the great unwashed, we want you to consume the pennies. For those who are adept men and women, you consume the coins. And this is how society actually works. So there is a greater understanding through esoteric knowledge than is conveyed to the great unwashed, who will be told that they are vaccine hesitant when they're merely exercising their inalienable right to choose what they allow in their body. Because there's no such thing as vaccine hesitancy. It's a made up nonsense.
So is this another distraction?
It's a huge distraction. And it was a social experiment to see how compliant and malleable human beings are in the 21st century. Because there hasn't been any recent social experiment to actually be able to quantify that. Now, after 2 years, seeing just how happily people could be put into a place of full-time anxiety,
Confinement.
from using applied behavioral psychology, we now know just how malleable mankind is. So when Ye or Kyrie are told they're supposed to do this, based on that social experiment with COVID protocols, we're supposed to fall right in line. But creator gods don't fall right in line. Now, if you allow someone else to control your income, he who pays the piper calls the tune.
Yeah.
So an apology is just an efficient way of reinstating your income. Whereas to stick to your grounds, you would have to be independent.
You have to detach.
You
so
have to
right now
detach.
it's a choice of like both on Kanye and
Kyrie.
Kyrie's positions, more Ye's position.
No, not more. Do you know what you just said? You just said what Ye said. Ye said, choosing to be a slave after 400 years is a choice.
Yeah.
What was misconstrued, slavery didn't last 400 years. So he was talking about today.
Yeah.
Now, if we go to his big brother, Hove, he said it in a cute way, which is how I say things. Until you're by yourself, you can't be me. Until you're by yourself, you can't be free. How we still going to be slaves in 2016? Ye said, choosing to be a slave after 400 years is a choice. Now, that's the difference between a man who speaks at the speed of thought and a man who thinks, calculates, because he's a human calculator, who's very premeditated, and then delivers it how it's palatable.
Ye's more in a way where it's no filter.
There's no filter
And
because he
he's
speaks at the speed of thought.
He's at a presidential level. Who else is on the same scale where Ye is right now?
The problem with Ye is if you were to hear my thoughts as I accrue them, you would be terrified of what I said.
Or
But
maybe maybe familiar.
Quite possibly. Now, for the vast majority of people, there would actually be fear based on how society is governed. So I curate what I say. I take that which is complex and make it simple, and then translate it to make it accessible to everybody.
And
If I went into a room of a Senko room of children, a Senko 5-year-old should be able to understand me, explain politics. Or I'm an idiot, not them.
this is so. I love that you used the example of Senko children. So working in schools, primary schools, secondary schools, and seeing, and it's a very relatable example, and seeing how teachers, and my lady's a teacher. I have amazing relationships with a lot of teachers, but seeing how
Me too.
some irresponsible teachers teach children, and like you say, can't communicate with the Senko children,
And blame the
parents,
children.
and blame the child, and
For-
seclude the child, and remove and reject the child from even the classroom, which is actually supposed to be a safe haven for the child.
Based on their lack of
Based on
capacity
that, and
to convey a simple message.
lack of capacity, lack of empathy, lack of love.
Yeah.
And once again, not in a judgmental way, this is not a reflection on all teachers. I'll be very mindful.
But it is a widely experienced reality for our children.
And then when you do speak, or when I did speak to a lot of those teachers, excuse me, because in the same mind, there's amazing teachers as well that I've come across, especially ones who are still learning and exactly as you say, still students, you know. But you do get the small few that unfortunately do impact a lot of.
Okay. Take judgment out of it. Here's the thing. Everybody is merely representative of wider society. So if you have thieves, paedophile, rapists, helpers, enablers, guardian angels in society, you also have them in schools.
Yeah, that's sure.
Every single one of them, in fact.
Is it? Yeah.
Now, statistically, we don't know what they are, but we do know they all live in and cohabit in that ecosystem. They all affect our children. We seek to identify the predators, whatever their predatory nature is.
Yes.
And we seek to identify those who are the guardian angels and custodians so we can further promote them.
Sure.
We remove our romance with this title of teacher because a role isn't a title, it's the demonstration.
Exactly.